And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thursday edition of Beyond Question. Matt Bossman alongside
Tom Butler.
And we are live today from beautiful Lakeland Community College, Lake Effect Radio in Kirtland, Ohio. So, ladies and gentlemen, the NBA started last night.
Yep.
Couple interesting games happening last night. And on Tuesday as well. Wow, that's a large picture of Lonzo Ball.
Yeah. Shows where ESPN has most of their respect.
Yeah, well, they're playing tonight, first game against the Clippers tonight, 10:30. I'm definitely going to watch that. So, some notables about yesterday's and Tuesday's game. Tuesday, Cavaliers defeating the Boston Celtics 102-99. Gordon Hayward making the headline. Also, Kyrie debuting back at home, but now in a green jersey with the Celtics. We could play some of the highlights. We can also talk about the game. Cavs had 14, 15, 16-point lead and lost that lead, blew the lead, but they did come back to win the game. They were actually losing by 3 at points throughout the fourth quarter, but they did come back to win by 3. Kyrie had 22 points. LeBron had 29. Both players in double-doubles. Cavs get the W, and they will play tomorrow night against Milwaukee in Milwaukee. Speaking of Milwaukee, Boston then, after the game in Cleveland, and after Gordon Hayward's gruesome injury, we'll talk about that more.
Yeah.
Without Gordon Hayward, last night, the Celtics looked to regroup and reshoot against the Milwaukee Bucks, and Giannis Antetokounmpo had second thoughts about that. Giannis putting up 37 points and 13 rebounds in Boston last night to defeat the Boston Celtics. Milwaukee winning, and Boston falls to 0-2 on the season. Kyrie wanted to be the man, and now he has to be. Speaking of what we were talking about earlier, Gordon Hayward fracturing his tibia and broke his ankle in a very gruesome injury. We will play that for you because that's the kind of person I am.
Yeah, I kind of want to take a look at it anyway.
Did you see it already?
No, I have not taken a look at the injury, so I'm sure it's going to be gruesome, but I can handle gruesome injury videos. So
this is just terrible. Here we go. Well, let me get the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, that did not look good.
I have some fans. Michael Tomas. He seems like a really weird person, Tomas. What a name. Sounds dumb, Sounds like tomato sauce. Michael Tomas, tomato sauce. That's what I think of. Just pretty bland and, really not worth anything. So anyway, getting back to the topic. Yeah, that was the Gordon Hayward injury, as you all saw. And, just looking at it, you got to look away, but you can't stop looking at it. I've watched this video now probably over 10 times. And it just reminds me so much of the Paul George injury. Paul George actually put on Instagram a nice get well thing to him. And also Kobe Bryant coming out of the woodworks and giving basically a novel, talking about how Hayward can cry over it and can, hate his life, basically play the victim. but he has to come back, and he has to regroup. He has to, just go against the odds and just come back and suffer through the torment, get through it, and triumph through it.
That's one of the things though about bad injuries is that there's always two different steps. There's a story to a bad injury. There's always, oh, you've now had this injury, but now it's time to get that taken care of.
Right.
And then start rehabbing. And then when you come back for the next game, you make everybody pay for the fact that you were not playing this past year.
I was thinking about this the other day. Just terrible what happened to Gordon Hayward. We don't want this to happen to anybody.
Right.
As much as I dislike the Celtics.
And it sucked for the Celtics because Gordon Hayward was one of their big signings.
Yeah.
Kyrie is their big
4
trade.
years, $126 million. That's what you got to know about that.
Yeah.
And he won't even be up to par to what he was again. Just a proven fact. I mean, that's how this works. You saw Kobe coming back from his Achilles injury, and that just ruined him, and it's really unfortunate that this has to happen. I mean, I didn't mind Hayward going to Boston. I didn't care, really.
Yeah.
I wanted him to go to Miami because that would have been awesome, would have been hilarious. That's LeBron's, heir to Miami is just Gordon Hayward, the White Mamba. But, I really think that...
That's really his nickname.
That's his nickname, yeah, the White Mamba. So, you feel for a team that, is going to heavily rely... They were already heavily relying on Kyrie.
Yeah.
And now Kyrie has to be the man.
For it.
He asked for it.
He asked for it. He wanted to be the number one guy in Boston.
Right.
Now he has to prove that he's the number one guy. Because Gordon Hayward, who is the guy who could have been his number two, his Batman, the Robin to his Batman, now...
Everyone's Robin.
Yeah, now, well,
sort
to
of.
Kyrie, yes.
Yeah.
But if there was somebody who's going to be...
Robin was going
to be Gordon Hayward.
And you look at the injury and you go, this is beyond basketball, right? This is kind of, in a sense, it's so disgusting that this has to happen to somebody. Mm-hmm. But it did, and now Kyrie's got his wish.
Yeah.
I mean, Kyrie got what he wanted. They're 0-2, and this is just how it's... Kyrie, this is how it's going to be. You asked for this situation, you got it. Imagine if we would have traded you to New York. And the crap show that you would have had to put up with now, that's, run by Doug McDermott and Enes Kanter. That's the superstars on the Knicks. And Kristaps, I mean, but we would have had Kristaps had you gone to New York. But anyway, just it really sad. I mean, really.
Oh, yeah.
Really sad. And I feel for the guy. I really do.
I like Gordon Hayward as a person.
Oh,
He's
absolutely.
an amazing player.
Yeah.
But it's like, and you hate to just see something like that happen
to
anybody, let alone somebody who is turning out to be one of the better players in the league in his position.
And Hayward to me is the kind of guy that I wish the Cavs would have got. I wish we would have. Come on, Marlon, you can come in. Come on, Marlon. Come here, boy. Come here, boy. How you doing, Marlon?
What are you talking about?
Talk about you. We're talking about Gordon Hayward.
What?
Talking about Gordon Hayward from the Celtics.
He sent a message out.
Yeah, we saw that. We'll actually play that. He sent something to the Celtics fans before their game yesterday from his hospital bed on Instagram. He posted it.
He's in the bed.
What do you mean? He's in the bed. Yeah, but no, but that's what I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm just saying that to be
Why are you laughing then?
because it's funny. He's hurt.
No.
But anyway,
he's hurt. It's like, hey, there go all the Boston Celtics chances for getting back into the
and anything, getting back into anything. So yeah, sorry, Marlon. But it's sad. It really is. And I personally just, I don't envy the Celtics now, especially. I was talking about the Celtics and what's going on with them. There's more to get to in the NBA. Yeah. But who has to be, is it got to be Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum? Who's got to be the person to step up now with Hayward's injury?
That's well, aside from Kyrie Irving, obviously. But now you're just looking like, I would like to look. Is Marcus Smart still on that team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
Marcus Smart's probably going to be the person who has to step up. I'm just gonna say that now.
I agree. I mean, I do think that, it's going to have to be Marcus Smart.
Yeah, Marcus Smart has to take his flop game to the next level.
After watching the the game the other night, Marcus Smart is literally the kind of player that if I had a son and he was playing basketball and I said, you know who not to be like? This trash right here in Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is if you look up trash,
he is the
and
embodiment of
thug
trash.
and just worthlessness. Look it up in the dictionary. You'll see Marcus Smart's picture. He looks like some guy when you're walking down the street to mug you. I mean, he looks like that kind of person. He is just, to me, he's an okay player. He can shoot the ball here and there, but he's just, I can't even say it on the radio. I mean, it's just the words I want to describe Marcus Smart. If we were on Sirius XM radio, I'd be going off right now.
Yeah.
But here's the roster, and it's just, despite
Okay, so Hayward's
he's
out.
gone.
Okay.
Jalen,
Al Horford. Okay.
Al Horford, Marcus Morris is going to come back and start.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just nothing sexy about this team. There's nothing that's going to make them better. Their young talent's going to develop, which I see to be
and they no longer have Kelly Olynyk.
No, Lennox in Miami.
Oh,
they have
great.
Shane Larkin as their backup point guard to Kyrie. I mean, it's just it's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess. I could see Rozier. Actually, Rozier's from Shaker Heights, believe it or not. He is
Okay.
from Shaker Heights. He works out in Ohio during the offseason.
Yeah, that'll definitely help him with Kyrie, right?
But, I mean, it's just upsetting to see the Celtics roster go from the Kyrie and Gordon Hayward show to a big question mark. What are you going to get? You don't know. And, Jaylen Brown's going to develop a lot this year. I think he'll be the wild card. I think he might be, because that dude has hops. This kid can get up. Let me pull up some of these dunks that he had. Did you watch the Cavs game the other night, or were you working?
I was working.
Some of these Cavs highlights are just fantastic for both teams. At the end of the game, Kyrie and LeBron embraced each other, which was interesting. Here's some of the highlights you guys can listen to. Take that, Marcus Smart. In Cleveland, Kyrie, you'd hit that shot.
Yeah, exactly. In Cleveland, Kyrie would hit that shot. However, he's now in Boston. No.
Yeah, I just, watching those highlights, watching the end really hurt. You know what I mean? It was kind of like I really liked Kyrie. I really did, honestly. I really looked up to him and thought he was a great athlete, and I still think that, but I just don't think he's a great man. He's not a great
human being.
He's not. He has selfish interests in his mind, He puts that before the team. He puts that before relationships with his friends, with the teammates. With
And now he's gonna
It's a
have to
shame.
be even more selfish, unfortunately,
Yeah.
when it comes to him
Yeah.
no longer having Gordon Hayward. So
yeah, I mean Marcus Morris is going to come back. That's
Yeah,
going to help
like that-
very little, but
yeah, like talking about that injury, like,
yeah.
like when we were watching that, I could literally hear the crack as he hit the floor. Like that's how loud it was, and I'm pretty sure everybody in the arena was thinking, "What was that?" And then they see Gordon Hayward, or like they probably had a shot on the jumbotron of Gordon Hayward on the floor, and then they see his foot. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, let's turn away now.
A lot of players looked like they were going to throw up,
Yeah,
and I thought I was too when I saw that. I was
I'm
just
sure it was.
nauseous.
I'll say this: it wasn't as bad as Kevin Ware's injury when he was at Louisville.
Oh, that was bad.
that was brutal.
So was Paul George's.
I don't remember Paul George's.
I'll
but-
bring that up. No problem.
Yeah, but like how Kevin Ware's was actually like his leg was broken so bad that you could literally see the bone popping out of the skin. Like that's how bad it was. Yeah, trying to watch it now.
I'll just go back and let you watch it. That is one. Watch it. He tries to chase down here.
Yeah.
All right, watch closely.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, legs don't bend that way.
Mm-hmm. They don't.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
See, now I kind of
Come
want.
on.
Now I just want to watch more gruesome injuries, just see how much you flinch.
Well, I mean, the Hayward one, just the initial when he breaks it, it's bad. And then when I see, the hanging ankle, I'm like,
Yeah.
But I'm not like, that's disgusting. I'm like, that's got to hurt.
Mhm.
Paul George's injury and Kevin Ware's,
Yeah.
that is something
Yeah, I
I don't
get
want to
it.
watch. I mean, that was when Paul George was on the USA team back in 2013.
Yeah.
I
I remember hearing about it, but I hadn't seen it before.
Yeah,
So,
it was bad.
Yeah.
Other news: Jeremy Lin could miss the rest of the season.
Oh, goodness.
He didn't break his leg, but he hurt his knee somehow. He ruptures his knee tendon. Season likely over.
Okay.
Yeah. Tonight, the debut of Lonzo Ball in a Laker uniform. They will be hosting the LA Clippers on TNT at 10:30 Eastern time tonight. And, youth meets youth. It's going to be an interesting game.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen A. Smith had something to say about LeVar Ball and Lonzo. Here it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
In other news, baseball. Get over to baseball.
Yeah.
New York, the Yankees have won 3 straight games against the Houston Rockets.
Astros.
Houston Astros. Too much astronomical.
I don't need the Yankees.
In Houston.
Nobody needs the Yankees.
Yeah, I'd
right
like
now.
to see the Yankees win the World
No.
Series. I'm a Yankees fan second to the Indians. I really am. I hate Boston, number one, but
Yeah.
all Boston teams, especially now.
Yeah, but before
But-
I hated Boston, I hated Cleveland. I hated New York. Excuse me. Not hated Cleveland. That's Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle hates Cleveland. I don't know why.
He
But,
hates to see Cleveland teams win. But when you try to go further than that, he can't.
Yeah.
His brain can't acknowledge it.
Right. I want to see Houston win,
Yeah.
but I also want to see.
It's unfortunate that the Nationals lost to the Cubs.
Yeah.
So now we have in the NL we have Kyle's real lovable team versus Kyle's team that he loved in the World Series last year. And in the AL we have the team that Kyle liked the most recently in the New York Yankees because they were going against the Indians.
Yeah.
And the Houston Astros, who he never likes because they go against the Angels 20 times a year. So it's like just comparing is like, hey, let's go ahead and compare every single team to what Kyle adores and not. So
Yeah.
In my case, I would like to see something like a Dodgers Astros World Series.
Yeah, I
It's
don't want to see the
different.
Dodgers at all. I don't like Chicago
I don't
either.
I don't want to see an LA to New York, like ESPN media blowout of all sports events. This game should not, like a Dodgers versus Yankees series, that should get no hype. But it's going to get all the hype from the media
Yeah.
because it's the 2 biggest markets in the country.
Yeah.
And there's no reason those 2 teams should be playing because it should be a Dodgers Indians series or another Cubs Indians series, but because the Indians lost, now we don't get that. And it's gonna be sad to watch the Yankees, who are.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming at some point. It's like, come on, Tim, you should have put that in early because I was getting ready to move over here and just stop Matt's hands. And you're like, no.
Don't do that. I punch. So, and also the Dodgers are 1 win away from going to the World Series against the Cubs.
Over the Cubs.
Over the Cubs. Do you think the Cubs have a chance to come back?
They did it against Cleveland, didn't they?
True.
So, I would not put it past I would not put it past the Cubs to just go ahead and wipe out the Dodgers again. I really wouldn't.
I don't think the Cubs have the firepower this year.
No.
That's why I was hoping to play them in the World Series.
They no longer have Aroldis Chapman in their bullpen.
Nope.
It's done.
That was a huge blow for them.
Yeah.
Same thing with
showing up now. That was a huge blow.
Was it Hayward or was it who's the other guy?
Jason Hayward in their outfield.
No, the guy that went to St. Louis. The other guy.
I don't. No clue. I have no clue. Yeah, just let you look up the Cardinals roster.
What's the guy's name? Dexter Fowler.
Okay.
Fowler went over
Yeah.
to. I knew it started with a D. Dexter Fowler went over to the Cardinals. He was on. Shut up. He was on.
I was saying it all starts with a D. Never mind.
Oh yeah. For the record, that was Lakeland Problem is Matt button, not the Tom Brady is softer than Cristiano Ronaldo button. Here, I'll play the real one.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Our Lakeland Problem is 10.
I like being able to fire people.
The good news is you're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired. You're fired.
I know why jobs come and why they go.
Go, you're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired.
I'm gonna need your key card. I know how jobs are created and how jobs are lost.
Piggy, you are fired. You are fired. Piggy, you are fired. Fired.
I understand how jobs come and how jobs go.
You're fired.
I like being able to fire people.
There it is, Tim. So,
Anyway,
do you want to end early or?
yeah, I'm down with that.
All right. Tom,
Tom
Jesse-
Brady is softer than
wait.
Cristiano Ronaldo. That is beyond question.
no, Tim Pringy is softer than Jesse Eastman, and that is beyond question. Goodbye.
Our lifelong problem is math.